everyone, welcome to the JIRA weekly presentation. Today I'm going to talk about JIRA test management with TestRail. So before going to today's outline, let me tell you why I choose this topic. As some of you all know, in Spark's Deutsche Bank project, we are using JIRA to maintain our backlog PBIs. So when we moved to the JIRA as a QA, I faced with the problem with how can I manage my test cases inside JIRA. So JIRA is not designed for managing test cases, so they're not like more friendly with managing test cases. So I had to looking for a additional tool or add-on which can integrate with JIRA and where I can manage my test cases. So when I research about some tools which can integrate with JIRA, I found TestRail. So that's the tool I feel more comfortable, but I haven't used with this in real environment yet because of the Deutsche Bank configurations and all. I have to make sure whether I can use this, but I had a little bit good experience with this. So this is today's outline. Before going directly to the JIRA or TestRail, I'm going to talk about test management a little bit, and also why we need test management tools, and a little bit about JIRA. We had a previous presentation about JIRA in detail done by Hesham, so I'm not going to talk about JIRA in detail, but just to get a start up and just to refresh our minds, I'm going to talk about with JIRA, and then test management with JIRA, and then about the TestRail. So test management. Test management most commonly refers to the activities of managing the software testing processes. So effective test management is a critical part of the developing high quality software products. So through the well planned and well managed testing processes, I think team can ensure at the end we are delivering the quality product to the customers. So basically test management is organizing and controlling the testing processes, and also ensuring the visibility, traceability, and control the testing processes to deliver the high quality product to the customers. Effective test management process will not only increase the customer satisfaction, it will lead to smooth and more consistent projects. And when we talk about test management, it has more activities. So effective test management can be broken down to these activities: test planning, test ordering, test execution, test tracking, and also test reporting. During the test planning management, the main purpose of managing test processing, test planning phase is we have to find out the purpose of the test phase. So in there, before starting the test case designing or executions or anything, we have to plan in initial stage, we have to plan the testing process, the whole process, end-to-end process at the beginning. Like what are the configurations we need, environments we need, and how many resources we need, what are the things we have to test, and like why we have to test, when and where to test. Those things we have to consider at the beginning and plan well. Then test authoring first, we have the requirement documents, and we have to plan what are the things we need to test. and like basically it's test case designing phase. We have to make sure we have to manage the test case designing test cases and what or check whether all the requirements are covered under test, and make sure all the high level functionalities are break down into like several test cases to easy purpose of easy uses. So likewise, in test designing phase also we can manage test cases, test suites. Then it will be very easy to use when it's go to the test execution phase. And during the test execution time, exactly we have to manage there should be a test manager as well, because we have to track what are the test cases are passed, fail, and which test case has defects, and what are the things we have to consider in next release or next build. So in execution phase we have to track all the execution results and all, and manage it well for next phase, the purpose of using in next phase. In test tracking also, we have to manage all the defects and all the issues, or maybe change request for next release. So we have to track all the results of executions and manage it well for next releases or next projects. So make sure we are in the correct track. So in test reporting, managing test report will help to show what are the things we have covered during our testing, how the quality goes with the product, with the managers, so high level management, and it will be easy to give having report to give them to the ideas about the process and quality of the product. So those are the main activities in test management. So why we need test management tool? It's modern test management for your team or company. Having a test management tool will be like very flexible, or it will give very flexible organizational options, such as if you are using agile or waterfall method, so we can be flexible with that. And also helps to keep your test cases very in an organized way, and easily can track the results. And it will keep the history, if you are executing test case number 1, then in next release, when we go into the test case number 1, we will have like history, who did this test case run and what are the issues we have. Likewise, we can keep the history. And also powerful reports and metrics. We can have more efficient reports and metrics when you are using management tool. And seamless integration, so we can integrate test management tools with the bug trackers, automated test tools, likewise. And we can increase the productivity, obviously. We can, without wasting time and our time for manual activities, using that kind of a tool, we can easily utilize our time. And it's scalable and customizable. Most of these test case management tools are very customizable. So, and we can use it in the cloud or in our servers, and whenever when we need it to customize as our projects or our test processes, we can customize the tools as possible we can. And about JIRA, I'll just give some brief descriptions about that. JIRA is a defect tracking and project management tool. It will provide bug tracking and issue tracking and project management functionalities. In there, we can manage our KPIs. In there, it call it as issues. So issue can be a new requirement or a bug or a new story kind of thing. So I'll just give a small demonstration about JIRA. Otherwise, going to the TestRail directly, it will be hard. Okay, this is JIRA. We are using Kanban board, so I'm more familiar with Kanban board. That's why I'm using this for demonstration purpose. In here, we can create any kind of projects. Using the settings for administration settings, we can create Scrum projects, basic software development projects, Kanban projects. Likewise, I'll use Kanban project for my testing cases. These are the issue types I have mentioned before. Bugs, it can be tasks, subtasks, stories, and epics. We can customize those issues as well. I'll show that it later. I quickly create a project. So my project is created. This is my project, and this is my Kanban board for this project. So I can customize the columns. Here in here it has backlog item. From here only we are going to select the backlog items, then development, in progress, and done. In here I need, for my testing purposes I need in testing columns. So I'm going to configure that. Columns. In here we can add any number of columns and statuses as well. Now we'll see how can we add some KPIs in our words, but we call it issues in JIRA. Using this, we can add issues. So I'm going to create a new issue to my newly created project. I'm going to take it as a let's see, task. Story. Information. We can add descriptions, and we can insert, attach any documents and assign that to a particular person. Anything we can do. So now my item 1 is in backlog. The story, I'm going to add logout functionality. So this is how it's working when developer want to take one item from the backlog, so he can take it to the development, and when he start to the development, he can directly start the development, and after finishing that, he can move it to the testing. Then after testing completed, it's first done. So by clicking on the PBI icon, name, will display all the descriptions and all the in detail of the PBI. In here also we can change the flow and assign people and do several modifications to the PBI. Okay, and in here we can modify our issue types and configure some items we need to customize items to match with our projects. And another thing I want to show is add-ons. This is more important when we come to the TestRails. In here we can add some of the add-ons, so we can search it by categories. And there are some free add-ons and free trials. So I have already selected TestRail, it's free add-on. Yeah, these are the main basic ideas about JIRA which we need to go with TestRail. Moving back to the presentation. Test management with JIRA. When we talk about test management with JIRA, as I said before, JIRA is not designed for test case management process or managing test cases in JIRA. So that's why I had to look for the other tools. So I have found several most popular tools. From here I choose TestRail because it's free add-on. TestRail. Talking about TestRail is a tool that integrates with any JIRA version and editions, including JIRA Server and Clouds. And TestRail helps testers, developers, and team leaders to efficiently manage and track and coordinate software testing efforts, all from the centralized and easy to use web application, like all in one place. It's easy to use. And it's provide a rich and unique integration with JIRA. We can manage test plans, test suites, and run test suites, and have multiple releases, and easily can create bugs or issues in JIRA. If we are in TestRail, easily we can go to the JIRA and create issues, bugs for the test cases which are in the TestRails. And it's fast, and it has automation API as well, but I haven't gone through it for this case. But they have mentioned about the automation API as well. And it's the reports, so they have already some of the most important reports, so we can easily generate those things in TestRail as well. And it works with the all JIRA 5, 6, and 7 and cloud versions, and also the latest TestRail version is 5.0 with all the new and completely registered JIRA integration for server and the cloud. Let's see how the TestRail and JIRA integration management works. It has native JIRA add-on, it's fully JIRA add-on integration for both JIRA Server and Cloud. It easily can be integrated. And also, as I said before, we can push defects easily for the test cases we have in TestRail. And we can create new issues easily from the TestRail in the JIRA. And looking up issues, we can look up issues and bug reports directly from the TestRail via JIRA API. When we have JIRA items in bugs or issues in JIRA for the test cases in TestRail, we can directly see the descriptions and who has it, what is the project and status of the items using JIRA API. Coverage reporting. We can see the reports, what are the defects and differences we have in JIRA, and what are the open items we are having in JIRA. And also in TestRail we can use with other several test management tools, project management tool as well. But they are mostly popular with the JIRA. Okay, let's see how the TestRail works. Sorry? guess I haven't seen that list. They have a list. I just go to it because of the JIRA. Maybe it should have, because it's quite popular in TestRail is quite popular. So I think. It has add-on in TestRail. I downloaded and I got details. I those downloading links all from that site, but they have Guru.com. They also providing the information and links there, but mainly I downloaded it from the Atlas. Okay. This is TestRail. You can download it and add that into the JIRA. I'll show that how to add. You can add then configuration and integrate with JIRA item. So mainly this is the dashboard. In here we can directly see the projects, what are the projects we have, and to-dos, what are the, like I'm using on my account, so I can see what are the projects and what are the things I have to do for testing. And and also we can add some users and roles. Some of the users can have administration functionalities, and some of the users can have test and just a designer lead only. Those we can configure that and assign several test cases and test suites for several users. So before go in detail into the TestRail, I'll show you all how to integrate TestRail in the JIRA. So I have already selected that add-on and added that. So I'm going to manage this. Configure. In here we can give our TestRail address. This one. When I created the project in login in TestRail, I got this one, and I have to insert it there. And integration key. For create this in TestRail, we have to go to My Settings and generate an API key, which we can use in other commonly used integration with other applications. So that API is once we generate that, we have to save it and keep it with us. Otherwise, we have to generate other key. So I have already created one, and I have inserted it here. And here I have to enable add-on for the project. So I'm going to add this my newly created project as well and save it. So now if we go to my items, I should be able to see the TestRail results section here. I don't have any linked test cases here, so I can't see any test cases here, but we can see it later. So in JIRA side, the integration part is done, and in TestRail side, we have to do integration separately. In the administrations integration, we can integrate it project-wise as well. When we go to the projects, we have references, effects, so we can integrate it with separately. But if we are using one management tool, we can directly put it to all the projects. So in here, we have to configure JIRA integration inside the TestRail as well. We have to give the JIRA address, this one, and the JIRA version we can select, and JIRA username and password. Then we can enable JIRA integration inside the TestRail. I have already enabled that. Because of that, I have my JIRA username and password here. So after adding that, I can give my defect view URL. That is where we can view all the issues at one place. So I gave this address with having the placeholder. So without having this, I used it as a placeholder. We can give that. So it will take whatever we are entering to the as a reference. It will take that. And then defect added URL. That means when we are going to create a new issue or a defect, this link we have to give there, and the plugin I selected as a JIRA. I think these are some other bug plugin tools which we can use. And after selecting, it will generate this. So I have to give again my address here, and these placeholders will take my JIRA username and passwords. And after saving the and also the references, in here also I have to give the same reference view and reference add URL. I'll talk about with references later. It comes with the test case designing, and again with reference plugins and JIRA username and passwords. So now we have integrated JIRA with the TestRail. Let me go back to the dashboard. Let's see how we can create a new I have already I'll go to the new project. We can create projects in here. Okay, I'll quickly create a project. Project 1. So I have my project here. When we go inside the project, we can see what are the to-dos, milestones. Milestone is the place where we can manage the releases. So we can add releases. And start date, for example, October 15. So we can manage our test cases, test suites by release. And also this is the place where we can run our test cases and results. This is the place we can add our test suites, test sections and test cases. So I'm going to add a test suite called login. And for and here we can add any number of test cases. We can copy and move test cases, like basic functionalities will be we can perform here easily, move our copy test cases in within the projects, within the test suites. So those functionalities can do. So in here, after adding test case, I can go inside the test case and modify that. in here also we can customize test cases, like if we need to have multiple other fields, like for example in drop downs, priorities, test case IDs, we can customize it using admin login. So for now I'll use the things which they have given already. We can have precondition steps, expected results, we can fill this. And this is the place I was talking about, references. So in here we can add references. For example, so I have a JIRA project. I'm going to link this JIRA item with the TestRail reference. So my reference is there. When I click, this is because of I think I have JIRA also as a trial, because of that I think. So after I click this reference from TestRail, it will directly go to the PBI. So in here we can see the what are the descriptions and PBI descriptions and acceptance criteria as well. So that's how we can link the test cases with the JIRA item. We can add columns and customize as possible with them. We can see directly. So I'll quickly run this test. I'll run this test case in release 1. Okay. Now I can run the test case. For example, I'm going to execute this login test case. So I have all the details here. So I'm going to add a result. So just think this is fail. So this test case is fail. So I have to create a defect. So for that I can use JIRA because I have already integrated JIRA with that. So I'm going to add a defect directly. So it will direct to the create issue screen. Then I can create the issue. Okay, now I'm going to link this created bug with here. Now bug is added. Okay, we have, for this test case we have a defect. So when I go back to JIRA and refresh that newly created defect or issue, we have linked that to that test case. Now the TestRail and the JIRA, when we go to the JIRA, we can see which test case is failed. So after clicking this test case number, we can see the all the test descriptions as well. Now it happens, but when if we pass that, it will get updated here. So I'm going to pass this. It's passed, so it will keep the tracking, like in which release it fails, and when, who did the executions, and in which release it passed, who did the execution, and what are the projects and dates, and as all the details. We can directly see it in the JIRA. So that's how it works. So in reports, we can generate reports. They have several reports where we can use. So I'll use summary for cases report. So if you display, we can get the defect summary for cases. Here we can see what are the test cases has failed and defects we have, all the details in one place. So likewise we can create several reports using TestRail as well. So they have pretty cool functionalities which we can use easily. That's about TestRail. So these are the references I used for create this project. And thank you very much.